Listen.
Okay, I found this Lazy Susan right here. I screwed from the back of it, back of this board, and then I put holes in the Lazy Susan, and then put this plywood on there. And I'm going to put a wiper motor on it, or maybe even a reindeer motor to make it move real slow. It's going to be like an Impaled dude coming up. But that's what I got so far. It's pretty heavy Lazy Susan, so it should hold the weight of the whole prop. So we'll see what happens. Okay, I hit it with the heat gun, bent it down. It's kind of like how I want it. Now I'm going to try to make some rib cages and do a little bit. Have some guts going across there, and build up the rest of it. All right, I'll vlog and tell you how I did that. Okay, I'm gonna have his head spin a little bit, so I put it on a little swivel thing, and then that I found hanging around, and knocked the wheel off, drilled the screw through there. It's a big hack. I don't care. I'm a hacker. That's home hunting 101 right there. And I put the pool noodles in, and I put the chicken wire like I did the last time in my last prop. Pretty much did the same thing so far. I'm leaving this part open for like the guts. I'm gonna paint it and do it a different way for this prop. So this way it gives everybody a different, if they want to do stuff different, they can. So just this part. That's what I got so far. So basically, it's on the swivel so far. So it's gonna move real slow like this. And then the head's gonna slowly turn to the side just a little bit. I don't know, we'll see how it turns out. I'm just doing it as it goes. I got just like a real cheesy little garden hose right here, but it's for the rib, but you'll see what I'm gonna use it for. I mean, it looks stupid right now, but once I get it all done, it's gonna look cool. Okay, well, that didn't turn out so good. I think I got more on the floor than I did in there. Shit just fell all over. So I'm gonna let it dry, and then come back over it, shave it down, and come back over it. Damn. All right, I taped it up and got this one leg, and I left some like stuff not exposed. But the good thing about working with wire and stuff, like when stuff's like out of shape and not quite where you want it, just take this little mallet and I smack it in, and just because the frame of it's with the wire, it bends in and smooths it out. I mean, when I started, this was all rigid like that, and I smacked it with a hammer, smoothed it down. So that's a little tip you can use too. Like I smacked this all down here with a hammer. It was sticking out way far, like out in here, but hit it with a hammer, smoothed it out, got the shape I wanted. So that's a little tip, when you're using wireframe, just smack it with a little mallet too. Okay. I ain't messing with this too much because I gotta put the motor on there. But I just want to let you know, like this part right here, like the stomach. I mean, I didn't make a rib cage. I just foamed this, and then I put a piece of tubing here and zip tied it. You know what I'm saying? It's just simple as hell. And when I get done, it's gonna look like I made the whole rib cage, but it isn't. It's, when I put like the guts and stuff here, I mean, that's home hunting, simple shit right there. It just makes it look like there's a rib cage there. So that's what I do. I don't go through all the motions and stuff. Sometimes I do, not this time. All right, well, got the tape all over it. I swapped the Nightmare Maker skull out because I made the body a little bigger than I thought I did, so it was kind of out of proportion. So I had to put a skull that I had got from Scuba Spook 1. He's always doing some crazy shit. Go check out his channel. But this is a skull he had sent me minus the jaw because I use it on another prop, but it's gonna work out perfect for this one. Thank you, Scuba. And I'm gonna tape it all up. Now I'm gonna corpse the whole thing. Like I said before, I put a little extra garden hose in here to give it the effect that it's the ribs and it's the skin. So I mean, I didn't put, like I said before, I didn't make a whole rib cage. I just put like the little pieces in there to make it look like he had ribs. So, and I was gonna make his head turn, but I figured this whole thing's gonna be turning real slow anyways. So do I really need the head to turn? But I got it towards mobile if I change my mind or whatever. I don't know. But that's how far I got. I'm gonna corpse it, and then I think it's gonna look pretty good. Hopefully. I hope. Okay, now I'm doing latex and Kleenex without the paper towel. You know, if you watch my last video, I just put latex on there and put the Kleenex on. I don't separate because it's a 2-ply Kleenex. I just put the whole thing on there, and it's getting a nice little texture to it. You know, I kind of want to give you guys an example. You know, it gives me like a little rip muscle type thing, especially on the, you know, like a decayed eye and stuff. It's giving me a really good look. I like how it's looking. And this is without the paper towel. You know, like, I don't like when you see these little lines like this. I'll probably brush them out. It brushes out pretty easy, but you know, it gives it a nice decay. And that's just with the Kleenex and latex. You know, and so I'm gonna do the whole rest of it like that. And that's how I'm gonna do it this time. I gave you the paper towel and Kleenex. Now I'm doing just the Kleenex. If you guys want me to do it in a different medium, shit, tell me, I'll do it. Hell, just you know, I'll show you how you do it before you ain't got to do it. But I'm kind of liking the Kleenex, so it's looking pretty good. Okay, that's it for now. I'm done corpsing it with the Kleenex. And like all this little hanging stuff right here, it kind of did it on its own. I just put a lot of latex on it, and kept going like this, and it just kind of like hung down on its own. So it's a nice effect. Definitely won't go with the napkins, because this, I like the way it looks. You know, I just have to think of a good paint job. Okay, I went over it again with the single ply Kleenex, and then I did a little bit of cotton up in here with latex, and I didn't realize it until I started going back and looking at all the old videos I was doing on this. I said I was using Kleenex and latex, and I said it about 1,000 times, so sorry about that. So this is what it looks like after I put the second coat on, the second one on. But like I said before, I only did the 1-ply just to like hit everything that I missed. And you never really know until it's dry, and then you're like, oh shoot, I missed that whole thing. So, all right. So right now I'm painting it, and I put, there's no measurements. I mean, I put this antique stained, leather stained tan, the squirt of that, squirt of the brown, squirt of red, and then I added water, like just up to there, mix it around. You got like a slurry sloop, and you know, pretty much just like a transparency. You know, this is what it's looking like so far. I'm gonna do like a couple layers of transparencies, you know, to get the color that I want. But I'm gonna start off with this color. So, I mean, that's where I'm at right now. You know, painting's like, I don't know. I'm never good at painting shit, but you know, we're gonna try it out. We're gonna go with this color. If I don't like it, then we're gonna go a little you know, put a little darker reds. You know, I'm gonna go like maybe like 2 or 3 layers of transparencies and see where that color gets me. Now I know that I'm gonna have to go with a solid color for the garden hose for the rib because the transparency ain't gonna cover that up, but we'll get to that. All right, that's it. I got done with the first wash, and I'm gonna go back over with the same wash. I mean, just that little bit that I made did the whole prop. I got a little bit left that I'm gonna darken up some of the spots, like up in the guts and stuff. I'm gonna darken that up. I'm going to darken up some of the facial features, maybe a little bit on the reds. I'm gonna darken that up, and then I'm gonna go with a different wash. I mean, like I said, all the colors I showed you, you can use whatever kind of red you want, whatever kind of brown you want in the stain or whatever, but it all was like pretty much equal. And then I put that much water in there, and it made like a wash that did like all this. And then I'm gonna go back and do it again, just darken up. And then as I go, I'm gonna add different washes on, and I'll let you know how I do them, I guess. I got the second coat on. I mean, you know, just there's like little dark spots here and there, darkened up in the inside of this, darkened up around the neck and the torso and the flesh part, around the eyes and stuff, darken that up. Now I'm gonna do another wash to make it more fleshy. I put a little bit of yellow on the ribs, and I'm hoping by the time I get done with the ribs, you're not going to see the green. Just, I mean, if you were to see in real life, it looks pretty gross, pretty fleshy looking. So it's looking good so far. So I'm gonna go with another wash and then see where it gets me. All right, I did the briar brown and some perma blood, 50-50. I learned how to start using all these stains from Allen Hops. I mean, I learned from a lot of people, Stan Winston, you know, I do their classes, so, I mean, never stick with one person. Learn what you can, learn from everybody. But here's, you know, it's starting to look like some intestines, you know. Yeah, it does. It looks pretty gnarly. And I'm going to mix up some more and hit some other parts on the body to where it looks like the wound was still fresh. And then I'm going to go with the perma blood and then the darker stain. And I mean, it sounds like a lot of mixes and stuff, but to be honest, this is only like taking like a couple seconds. So all right, that's what I got so far. All right, I went a little darker. I did the same mix, put a little more stain. They went like a little darker, kind of like giving them that bloody. Yeah, that's starting to look like intestines right there. And you guys seen what it looked like before. So I mean, it's just spray foam and some latex, some tissue, nothing more, nothing less. That's all it was, and it's starting to look like some nasty intestines. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go with the blacker. I'm going to put the perma blood and probably do a darker stain, and then just like highlight like the gutsy parts and like the skin hanging down, wound areas, and then I think I'm going to call it done. It looks like real intestines to me. So, and then I got to paint this brown and make it look like wood and stuff, and then put the cross puppet thing. Got to do the whole puppet thing, like, you know, this is a failed puppet, so they just crucified him, stuck him on the spigot, and set him to the side. Alright. You know, because I gotta go real darker in the eyes, start highlighting and dry brushing the guts and little wound parts. Alright, that's it for now. I mean, just so you know, this is all happening within like a half hour. It's not taking a long time. I'm just mixing up a little bit of paint and boom, real fast, doing it, bam. So, all right, I went with a little darker, hit some highlights, you know, hit some like wound spots, you know, like I told you before, more stain.
You can get both an unlimited plan and the all-new Samsung Galaxy S10 included for just $35 per month per line for 5 months.
Makes it look pretty good.
And now offering a new 100% total satisfaction guarantee. I mean, I think
put a little darker on the eyes.
Don't just take my word for it. Try it for 30 days. Love
Yeah, put a little more here. I'm not sure what I'm doing as far as that, but I mean, it looks totally fleshy. And you see, and like I said before, all this whole paint job took me less than a half hour. You know, I just kept doing the same thing, adding more stain, giving it darker highlights, and doing a little dry brushing around the wound spots. I mean, if you were standing right here, it looks like a dead body, just like decayed and hanging here. Okay, I painted the pole brown. I just took my brush and just went down it, didn't paint it solid, because I'm going to go with a couple other colors on it, just to make it look like a piece of wood. And then I got to put a little bit of blood up at the top, streak it down, you know, like he was impaled, and rocked it down on there. Oh, that's where I'm at. Okay, I did the pole in like nutmeg and raw amber. You know, I just kind of streaked it and dry brushed it on there. You know, just to make it look like a pole. It'll be dark. You ain't gonna see too much of it. So, real simple. Kind of make it look like old wood. Now I gotta put a little bit of blood at the top, dripping down to where it was impaled. Got a little bit of the blood coming down the pipe a little bit, so right, like he was impaled or whatever. And now I'm going to do the base and put a little wiper motor in there just to give it just a little bit of turn. And then all my props, I haven't got black spray paint or whatever. I'm gonna spray paint all the bases. I got that one, and I got this one here. I need to spray paint that base black. So after I get the motor on, I'm gonna put this guy away and move on to my next one after I put the motor on there, because I'll come back, spray paint maybe a little bit of guts and stuff. I mean, you know, like stuff fell off from onto the ground. Maybe, I'm not sure. Alright, thanks, bye. Alright, well, I hooked the reindeer motor up to it. Just put a couple pieces of wood to level it off, put a screw through there, 2 screws in the wiper motor to the Lazy Susan. You guys know how that stuff works. But gives it just a little bit of turn, not much. You know, just enough to give it a little creepiness. You know what I mean? Because if everything's static, you know. So they'll come in and be like, oh shit, the thing's moving, and not know why. So. Okay, like the last little touch is I add a little bit of hair to it, just a teeny bit, just like he has a couple little strands left on him. Looks pretty good. And that's it. And it's done. Like I said, I'll have a whole scene set underneath them, but I gotta move on. Listen.